Hi, everybody. Ron Placone here. You're watching another summary from the Indie Bohemians morning show. And one of the things we talked about a good bit today, Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan, of course, was involved in a crash that a Walmart truck driver was responsible for. This happened on June the 7th. He sustained some pretty serious injuries. Other people in the vehicle lost their lives. And now, of course, he's filing a lawsuit. And Walmart's defense recently, it was Tracy Morgan's fault because he was not wearing a seatbelt. Now, quick reminder, the vehicle that Tracy Morgan was in was a limo bus, a type of vehicle where people are kind of moving around. It's kind of a party vehicle, if you will. Now, first of all, I am very much a pro seatbelt guy. I was involved in a really terrible car accident myself last year. And that seatbelt saved my life. However, even though it is October, or nearly October, I guess it's November, or excuse me, November. It's November. It's September 30th. It is the time of scarecrows. I am not interested in Walmart's straw man, because that's what this is in this case. He was on a limo bus. That is not applicable. They were hit by a truck. The truck hit them, pummeled their vehicle. It's a straw man here. It really is. In this situation, this is just a straw man. What isn't a straw man is the fact that the driver responsible was up for over 24 consecutive hours. He had to meet mild demands that were completely unreasonable. And this is something you hear about, and this is something that's very common. And we talked about this when it first happened. A lot of times you see these truck drivers that are put in situations where to make their routes, they have to, quote unquote, cook the books, because otherwise it's physically impossible. And this is dangerous. And you know, and I'm sure that's not the case in all industries, for all companies. I'm sure there's a lot of industries that treat their truck drivers very well. You know, it's not like everyone's a bad apple. But, you know, I travel 40 weeks a year. And it's a regular occurrence for me to see trucks on the road that are swerving and that are on the road at all hours. And I can only assume that these people are sleep deprived in a lot of the cases, and are probably having to meet routes that are pretty difficult and unreasonable to meet. And given Walmart's track record, given Walmart's history of, you know, treating their employees lousy, given their history of doing everything they can to save money, whether it's wrecking the environment, whether it's not giving their employees a living wage, whether it's just screwing over the general public, Walmart will do it in a heartbeat. They care about nothing but their own bottom line. They are one of the most unethical companies, I think, out there. So I have every reason to full-heartedly believe that this guy was trying to meet an unreasonable demand and was put in harm's way because of it. And look at who suffered. You know, Tracy Morgan and everybody suffered as a consequence. Some people got killed because of it, because of Walmart's greed. So, you know, I am as pro seatbelt as it gets. And I think that, you know, Tracy Morgan, if he was just sitting, he should have had his seatbelt on. If he was out and about in the limo bus. Again, it was a limo bus. It's not like it was just a car or something like that. Because then you think, okay, you know, you should have had your seatbelt on. Even still, it's still to a large degree a straw man here, because, you know, when a truck pummels into your vehicle in situations like that, there's only so much a seatbelt could do. You know, in my case, I was sideswiped and I went into a median. So chances are, you know, had I not had my seatbelt on, I would have went flying through the windshield. Because I did have my seatbelt on, my ribs got pretty bruised up. But yeah, I mean, in my case, seatbelt saved my life. But, you know, in a case of a truck just pummeling into you, that's not usually, a seatbelt can only do so much. Now, you should wear your seatbelt, but again, in this situation, total straw man. The situation here is Walmart putting their workers in unsafe conditions. The fact that the Walmart truck, regardless, was at fault here. And, you know, I kind of hope Tracy Morgan wins here. He deserves to. Walmart acted unethically, as one can expect in this case. And it's pretty sad that they're just grasping at straw men in an attempt to try to curtail this lawsuit, and in an attempt to try to save face a little bit. And it was a PR stunt at the end of the day, too. You know, it's just like, well, he didn't have a seatbelt on. We should wear seatbelts. In fact, Walmart's going to have a pro seatbelt campaign. It's fluff. It's nonsense. And Walmart, hopefully the general populace sees through it. Sees through it. I can't talk today. You've been watching a summary from the Indie Bohemians Morning Show. A little bit of groundkeeping here. I hit the road again tomorrow. And I got some colleges. I'm still amidst all that. So, again, content will be heavily there's not going to be a lot of it, basically. It'll be on a limited schedule here. I am going to publish that audio-only Ian Anderson interview. Some of you guys have asked about it. I am going to put that out there tomorrow. I know some of you don't follow the podcast, so I will make that available on YouTube as well. Thank you for tuning in, and this is Ron Placone signing out.